Number 1. Your anxiety has emotional roots, not just cognitive loops. There's a difference between anxiety that lives in your thoughts and anxiety that lives in your nervous system. When you grew up with narcissistic parents, your anxiety gets triggered whenever you sense disapproval or rejection. Your body learned that love was conditional, something that could be taken away if you weren't perfect enough. So now, even small signs that someone might be upset with you send your system into overdrive. Overthinking looks different. You replay conversations, spin scenarios in your head, worry about outcomes. But underneath all that mental noise, there isn't the same wound. The anxiety stays in your head, instead of flooding your entire body with that old familiar dread. Number 2. Your self-worth depends on others, not your own internal trust. When narcissistic parents raised you, you internalized the belief that you're only lovable when meeting someone else's needs. You learned to scan the room, read the emotional temperature, adjust yourself to keep everyone comfortable. Now you carry this fear of being too much or not enough, constantly recalibrating who you are based on who's looking at you. Someone who overthinks might analyze situations endlessly, but they generally have a baseline trust in their own worth. They know who they are, even when stuck in mental loops. Number 3. Your body reacts to old wounds, not just current thoughts. When you were conditioned by toxic parenting, your nervous system developed in an environment where you had to stay vigilant. So now, when someone criticizes you, or you're around authority figures, your body goes into fight or flight mode. Your heart races, your chest tightens. That familiar knot forms in your stomach. Overthinking shows up differently. The stress lives in your head. You might worry about a presentation, but your body isn't carrying decades of stored trauma. Number 4. Relationships trigger fear, not just decisions. If you grew up with narcissistic parents, relationships themselves feel dangerous. You get anxious when someone gets close, because intimacy meant vulnerability, and vulnerability meant getting hurt. You're bracing for rejection, scanning for signs that this person will abandon you. You're genuinely afraid of repeating those toxic dynamics. Overthinking in relationships looks more like analysis paralysis. Should I say this? Did I come across wrong? The anxiety centers around communication, but it doesn't carry that deep existential fear of being destroyed. Number 5. You feel anxious when family triggers resurface, not just everyday uncertainty. Pay attention to what specifically sets off your anxiety. If it's family gatherings, moments when you have to be vulnerable, or being around authority figures, that's your nervous system recognizing a pattern it learned long ago. The anxiety feels disproportionate because it is. You're responding to every time you felt unseen, controlled, or emotionally abandoned. Everyday overthinking gets triggered by normal uncertainty, performance anxiety before meetings, decision fatigue. These are rooted in the present, not in survival patterns you developed as a child. Understanding where your anxiety actually comes from changes everything. If it's rooted in how you were raised, no amount of positive thinking will fix it. You need to heal the wound, not just manage the symptoms. What you're carrying isn't a character flaw, it's an adaptation.